CPAC is back and didn't hold off from having its share of insane speakers, from Tulsi Gabbard, Candace Owens, to even the fifth-string transphobe at the Daily Wire, Michael Knowles. Now, we're going to look at a few of these clips just to laugh at the complete nonsense of them, as it seems every year they just try to outdo themselves with how much hate speech and outrageous things they can say. Let's begin with Tulsi Gabbard saying, "Why won't they just let us be racist?"
Now, today's Democratic Party is actively working to undermine our God-given rights and freedoms enshrined in the Constitution. And they try to censor speech that they don't like, and they label it as, well, this is misinformation, disinformation, so-called hate speech or violent speech, and we have to censor this speech to protect you.
Now, in her defense, she could have been talking about transphobic, homophobic, any of them. You know, Republican prejudice comes in all shapes and sizes, but this talking point always drives me crazy. She, right now in that clip, was talking in front of a massive crowd. Right-wingers get their terrible takes platformed on Fox News, all across the media, and what it really comes down to is they get mad that they're not allowed to say the N-word on Twitter without getting banned or something. Which, keep in mind, these are the same people who will vehemently defend things like priests and preachers being able to deny marrying gay couples because private businesses and freedom, blah, blah, blah. And at the same time, they're like, why is this private social media company denying my services? It's all a crock of shit. What they really want to do is be able to hate and exclude people. Not to mention, however, that inclusion is the human right in the first place. The priest and preacher is free to not perform marriages at all, but if they choose to perform marriages, they cannot choose to then exclude. And hateful rhetoric also only stands to exclude those you're using it against. Speaking of marriage, here is Michael Knowles saying, yeah, same-sex couples definitely shouldn't be allowed to get married.
Really turn a couple of men, or a couple of women, or three men and a billy goat for that matter, into a marriage. That's just not what marriage is. No disrespect is intended to anyone. Some people don't want to get married. Okay, there's no obligation. But marriage has a meaning. Marriage is and always has been the union of a man and a woman ordered toward the procreation and education of children. If you don't like that, don't blame me. I didn't set the rules. It wasn't the mean old conservatives who did this.
No, it was the racist homophobes who did it. You know, the ones who represent the times that conservatives are itching to return to. You know, the same ones that put black people are only 3/5 of a person in the Constitution, which conservatives would unironically point to and be like, well, it wasn't us who wrote it. We just support the Constitution. Well, we also only support the Constitution until it clearly lays out that we should disqualify Trump from being on the ballot. Then we hate the Constitution because it's undemocratic and we're a democracy, which we will also constantly say that we're not until it benefits us to do so. But, you know, God bless America or whatever.
It's very much like Capital One and the Capitol in District 1 in the Hunger Games. The Affordable Care Act is a con. In reality, it's unaffordable, callous, and cruel. Our country's equivalent to the Hunger Games tributes will be the patients who die under this law.
Now, if she turned around after saying this and was like, this is why we need single-payer universal health care, I would be like, this rant is super base. She's spot on. But because what Republicans actually want is this hyper-privatized system, I have to push back. The ACA almost halved the number of uninsured people in America. It helped with excess medical expenses and made more people eligible to receive healthcare benefits that wouldn't have before had them. The problem with our healthcare system currently is its privatized nature, not that some of it was socialized to help some people. The fact that we have so many insurers does two things. One, our administration cost is through the roof, higher than most countries at 8%, where in most countries it's 1% to 2%. And two, Big Pharma can then sell its services to the highest bidder as it's a monopoly with a bunch of people scrambling at the bits to get to the medicine and services it provides. Thus, companies have to raise their floor just to hit their profit level because at the end of the day, they're a business. This is just one of many reasons that our healthcare system should be socialized and not privatized, and one of many reasons we can't trust Republicans with things that are necessities like Medicare and Social Security. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together.